Raising 7 high again. Doyle calls. David Williams looks like he wants to play 4 high and does.
Just 800 more to call out of the big blind.
The flop, tray 7 deuce, a pair of spades.
Daniel has a very strong hand with a pair and a flush draw.
Doyle checked it. David Williams with middle pair checks. Daniel bets 3,000, top pair and a flush draw. Doyle folds.
Raise it.
Raised by David Williams to 8,500.
This is a bad spot for David to try to make a play. Not only is Daniel in the lead right now, but he knows he's also the favorite against a lot of different draws. Even against a set, he has a decent redraw, so Daniel's certainly not afraid to get some more money into this pot. We're almost certain to see a raise. The only question is how much.
It'll be a re-raise to 23.5.
By raising this much, you get your money in as a favorite, and there's always the chance your opponent will fold. That way you win the pot risk-free. I think David's Hollywooding a little bit here. I don't really see him calling with a pair of trays.
Now he's looking at his chips.
Get the Academy Award speech ready. Best fake decision by a poker player.
One more look.
Still just a pair of threes.
And the fold.
You can pick a card, either card. This one?
Daniel shows his 5.
What, the 4 spades? Show the 4 spades.
Huh? No, well, it's obviously something like that, right? It could be a 7 of spade, could have been...
Could have been an ace, 4. Could have been an ace or a 4.
7.
Round 1 went to Kid Poker, but these two couldn't stay out of each other's way. Let's pick up the action later in the game. Under the gun, wealthy internet businessman Jason Calacanis.
Only the ones that they can make you look good at.
Suited connectors for Calacanis.
Yeah, that's...
They would have shown it.
No, no.
Unless you were able to bluff me out of it.
He limps in. Daniel also suited connectors. Raises to 1,600. Doyle folds. More spades for David Williams. We're going to run out of spades in this deck. He calls. Will Davis folds. Abe folds. Calacanis folds.
Well, money has value.
2 players to the flop. Okay, I lied. There are more spades. Deuce, queen, jack. Flushes for both. Williams the nut flush.
Calacanis also would have flopped a flush.
Negreanu bets 3,200. Williams calls.
This is very big trouble for Daniel. They say the ace of spades is the death card. In this case, it's got Daniel drawing dead.
The turn. 3 of clubs.
This 3 changes nothing. Daniel almost certainly believes himself to have the best hand.
He bets 9,000.
David knows he has the absolute nuts here. He's trying to figure out the best way to extract value from Daniel.
And in Williams' opinion, that's just to make the call.
David decides to play it slow. Look for a big bet on the river.
And the river card's the ace of hearts.
No help from the board for Daniel. If his spade had hit, he could maybe get away from it.
Daniel bets 6,000 on the river.
You can see David's taking his time here. He's got the absolute stone ones. He's most certainly going to raise. He's thinking to himself, how much will you call, Daniel?
Williams raises to 36,000.
How much more?
30,000 more.
Daniel calls and sees the terrible news.
Welcome to my world.
I had a flush, too.
We could have got it all in the flop.
Jesus. 30, 40, 48, 50.
Counting how much you could have got?
Left 50,000 out there.
I was hoping you raised me. That's how sick that is.
I left 50,000 out there.
But the David and Daniel show still has one more act left. One of them scoops a pot of more than $250,000. Find out who next.
PokerStars.net is now offering you poker tips directly on your phone. We will send you text messages and video tips from the PokerStars.net pros. All you got to do is text POKER to the short code 52525. Really easy. Text message POKER to 52525 now. Standard text message rates apply.
Welcome back to the best of the big game rivalry night. As we left you before the commercial, David Williams and Daniel Negreanu just couldn't stay out of each other's way. That trend continued. Of course, at a table with Doyle Brunson, there's always time for a fun story or two.
That's how I got it in that jackpot against those two kings with that ace-queen. They straddled, re-straddled, and re-straddled.
Yeah, I remember that, and then you just moved in with ace-queen.
20,000 laying out there.
Yeah.
Doyle recounting a legendary TV hand.
At 150.
Our loose cannon straddles. Action over to Daniel.
Mattis, I woke up with kings. Said yum yum.
Yeah.
Raise.
And if Daniel hadn't said he had an ace, I probably would only run it once.
No, you heard that, and then you...
Doyle folds. Yum yum kings for David Williams.
I don't know.
Just calls.
Bit of a slow play with kings. Maybe wants to trap both the loose cannon and Daniel.
Davis comes along for the ride. 6-jack deuce on the flop. Check by Williams, check by Davis.
David's slow play has worked out so far. Top pair and all red is going to look pretty good to Daniel.
Who bets 5,500.
Especially since Daniel's stuck in a bit steaming at the moment.
David raises to 15-5.
Whose idea was the straddle?
Yours. That's a good idea.
You know, David has check raised, and he's doubled the size of the pot. These are both strong moves. It's possible Daniel could get away.
Or maybe not. He calls. The turn. The 4 clubs giving Negreanu 2 pair.
This is such a dirty card. I mean, who can really put someone on Jack 4? David will never see this coming.
Williams bets 27,000.
Daniel's lucky to have improved, but also lucky to spike a card that allows him to get value. If another Jack or even the 4 of diamonds had come, it would have been very tough to get value, but Daniel happened to turn the best hand on a board that looks pretty innocuous to 2 kings. The way David's played this hand, he's played it like he's got an absolute monster. Daniel's pretty sure he's got the best hand. He's just trying to figure out a way to get all the money in.
I'm all in.
That's one way to do it.
Daniel is all in.
How much is it?
50, 74, 79, 80. Call? Once or twice?
Okay, we want to see hands first or no?
Well, I don't care. I'll do twice either way.
I'll do twice.
All right, twice.
So that's
is nice.
4. It didn't hit him, and it did. 2 times.
Run it twice.
I raised it 10,000.
I backdoor lots of backdoor stuff. All right.
Daniel trying to justify why he called on the flop.
I said that's 8.
8 out.
We will see the river card twice, playing for half the pot each time.
What are you rooting for over there? Chop or blood? Chop or blood?
Am I allowed to say?
There is no cheering in the press box.
You feel a chop? I feel a chop. Big time. You feel a chop?
I just want to win the first one.
That's all, yeah. That's not greedy.
I'm not greedy.
The first river card is a jack.
Well, that's it. That's a good one for me.
Daniel has won half the pot.
But David can still hit a king, a 6, or a deuce. The 6 or a deuce would counterfeit Daniel's hand and give David kings up.
The second river is a 7.
It's 27 plus 50, 74, 80,000, 1096.
Ugh, sick feeling for David Williams as Daniel gets the last laugh.
Well, Joe, that concludes Rivalry Night here on the Best of the Big Game.
You and I don't have a rivalry, right?
No, there's no rivalry. You're smarter, you're better looking, you're more talented.
Agreed.
A quick reminder, if you want to be a loose cannon and play right here on the Big Game, all you have to do is log on to PokerStars.net. There are free qualifying tournaments every day. For my non-rival Joe Stapleton, I'm Chris Rose. We'll see you next time.
I'm going to clean you out, baby. I'm going to do it to you.
Buddy, you're so bad. You don't even understand it.
Left 50,000 out there.
What are you rooting for over there? Chop or blood?
Am I allowed to say?
22. E double up.
Dora Brunson poker, baby.
The preceding was a presentation from PokerStars.net.